stop approaching women when they're alone.
No, men are weird. Stop talking to women you don't know.
I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it myself. I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? You know, it's really hard when love is the one thing you can't force. You can't make it happen. Where is it? Where is it? I'm so ready, and I have a beautiful life waiting for the perfect man to show up. But where is he? I'm 53.
Well, damn.
And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then. Where are all the good men that are ready and want to build a beautiful life together? Where are you?
You know, when I see clips like this, I say to myself, what were you doing in your 20s? What were you doing in your 30s? What were you doing in your 40s? Here is the thing I will say. When I see a woman like this crying about meeting the perfect man when she's 53, woman, there is no such thing as a perfect person. Even I making this video, I have a very big ego, and I don't even think I'm perfect. The only person that's perfect is God. There is no human being on earth alive that is perfect. Not man, not woman. So there is the problem. Society has lied to modern women and made them believe that there is a perfect man out there. There is no perfect person. You're 53 talking like a 12-year-old child. This is insane. This is why she's single. And I'm going to tell you, if she keeps thinking this way, she's going to be single, and she's going to have to buy some cats if she hasn't already. But I will say this. I have sympathy for her. I have sympathy for her because she believed the feminist propaganda. And unfortunately, a lot of women are going to be in the same boat. It's so unfortunate, but that's life.
I am having like all the feels right now. I mean, my birthday's in about a week, so I've got all of that coming up, and reading through these comments is really intense, and I can relate to them so much. This is my story right here. I spent my 30s in a relationship with a man that I was very much in love with and expected to marry and have a kid with. And when I was 38, he left me for a 20-year-old. And it was so funny because at the time, I was amazingly optimistic. I really believed that, you know, I was going to go out. I got a new job. I somehow managed to turn my life around after all of that. And I was absolutely convinced that my horrific experience in romantic relationships was like statistically likely to take a turn for the better, and that I was going to meet someone and I was going to be able to have a baby right under the wire. But that did not happen, not even by a long shot. And in fact, the experiences that I had with dating were just as bad, and in one case worse, to the point where I've now opted out of dating altogether because I don't feel that it is good for my mental health. And I'm going to be 47 in about a week, and I think, getting close to the end of the perimenopause phase, and there's a lot of intense emotions that I feel about this. In some ways, I'm okay with it. I have taken care of children my whole life, and there's a part of me that's like, great, now it's my turn. But there's another part of me that is immensely sad. I even knew what I was going to name my child. Like, I've thought about her for decades, and it really pains me to know that I'll never know her. But I think the hardest part of this is that it comes with so much fucking shame. Not because of us. Like, we don't do this to ourselves. It is all from out there. Our society is so judgmental of women who didn't get married and don't have kids. And I hear it on a daily basis every single time I get on social media. I hear it from my own nieces who ask me sometimes, I don't understand why you're a woman if you didn't have children. They're 7 and 9. Where did they learn that kind of... The shame is everywhere. And I wish I could say it gets easier, but it does not. But I will say that I am getting better at taking care of myself and protecting my journey and loving it and learning to accept it. Ultimately, it is nobody's business. And what's truly shameful is that it's so socially acceptable to shame people who are already grieving and in pain. So do everything you can to tell the shame to F off.
You know, I love how there is zero accountability in her voice. How are you going to date a man for 8 years, not ask him to marry you or expect anything, and then get surprised that he leaves you at 38 for a younger woman? It's insane. I think some women sometimes delude themselves. They waste their time with the bad boy, and then when the bad boy doesn't commit to them, they're like, oh man, woe is me. Ladies, if there are any women watching me, let me give you a piece of advice. If you're dating a man and you've dated the guy for a year, you're dating 2 years. And this is an advice for actually 20-year-olds. If you're a 20-year-old woman and you think that you want to lock this guy down for the long term, if you've dated him for 2 years and he's not talking about anything related to marriage or long term, you got to cut that guy out. When you're 30 as a woman, now you've basically hit the wall. At 30, you need to be giving guys like 6 months to a year. If that guy is not talking long term, cut that guy out. You should not be like this woman in the clip talking about, I was with him for 8 years and then he left me for a young woman. Of course, you're old at 38. I'm 38 and I'm old. You know, so some women just got to learn the hard way.
Is it just me? Yes. Is it just me, or do men not approach women anymore?
I'm literally shaking right now because I just had a man approach me in a park.
I have noticed that people my age, men my age and younger, are no longer walking up to women and trying to engage in conversation. They're no longer coming up asking for a number. Why do you guys not do that? Why do you not walk up to women anymore? Stop approaching women when they're alone.
No, men are weird. Stop talking to women you don't know.
Oh, single men, why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up? No.
I hate when men approach women.
So should a guy ever approach a girl in public?
I don't think so, no.
This year, I decided I'm going to go the full year without using any dating apps. However, I still want to meet people. So tonight, it's Friday, I'm going to go out by myself.
Just passing a beer garden that was full of people with their friends. It's okay.
I don't know what I thought. I genuinely thought that I was going to meet people. I'm going to go again. I'm going to keep trying. But that was really hard.
Is it too direct for like a stranger to come off the street or in a restaurant to say, oh, I think you're really interesting, and get your number there? Is that...
Of course, because I had this type of situations. It's weird. Do not approach a woman who did not inspire that. No.
This question is for the guys. So, why don't men approach women anymore?
So what's inappropriate? You got a game, watching your son play. Is that inappropriate?
If you're not interested, it's always inappropriate. So the thing is, no, it's true. If you're into somebody, it'll be the greatest thing you've ever heard. If it's a guy you have no interest in, you will be like, get away from me right now. My son's on the court.
It's a conundrum. Should you approach? Should you not approach? Some women want you to approach. Some women don't want you to approach. Here's the problem, right? And here's the problem. Here's the huge problem. As a guy that approaches girls a lot, and trust me, I've approached my fair share of women. I've had my successes and I've had my horrendous failures. And I will tell you this. If you are thinking that when you go approach women that they're going to be super nice all the time, well, you are dead wrong. I will tell you, there are some pleasant women out there that even if they're not interested, they will shoot you down really nicely and really politely. But I will tell you that there are some women that you are going to approach and they will freaking try to embarrass you. And that is something that women don't actually even understand, because some of them are saying, oh, why don't men approach us? The reason why men do not approach women anymore is because some of your sisters are horrible. Some of your women sisters are terrible people. Somebody came up and was super nice, cordial, came and said hi to you, and you thought the proper response was to embarrass that person? As a guy, right? As a guy that approaches women, I know that it's par for the course. If I approach a woman, you know what, and she's rude to me, whatever, you know, I know it had nothing to do with me. But most men are not like this. Most men don't approach women. Some men have to like gain the courage to approach that one woman in a year. And when they get blown off, they're like, you know what, screw that. I am never doing it again. And think about it. If they see a guy like me that's in shape, has good style, good hygiene, approaches a woman up, you know, nicely, and I get rejected, to them, they're like, if that guy is getting rejected, they have no chance. But I understand that, hey, you know what? I get successes sometimes I don't get successes. It's par for the course. But most guys aren't like that. Most guys are not like that. And that is the problem. Most men in society don't approach because they understand that society has propped up men as this like evil, misogynist kind of character that women are like saying, we don't need women, we don't need men, men are trash, men are this. There's like a man-hating propaganda in the media. So men see this and are like, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. And I understand it. I totally understand it. Trust me, if I was a young man coming up today and I saw the rhetoric, I would be like, man, I don't want any part of that. I don't want to get embarrassed, man. I don't want to. But because I did it from such a young age and I'm so used to approaching women, it doesn't really bother me. But if you're a young man now coming up and you're seeing this thing in the media, you're like, man, no, I don't want any part of that. I don't want to bother her. So I get it. I get why men are not approaching anymore. And honestly, women have to take some blame for that. It is what it is. Guys, that is the video for today. If you haven't already, guys, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Guys, with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Do not forget to like this video. I'll really appreciate that. It helps the channel grow. With that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.